た理由は何ですか？
Yeah, there were two main reasons why. The first one was, you know, as you share essential oils with people, they're naturally going to have questions. They're going to know how to apply them for themselves. And so I would be very detailed with people. Here's what you need to do. Here's what that looks like. But what I realized is that what people were looking for was something that they could do in spite of not knowing a lot and not having a lot of expertise. And so I began thinking of, why isn't there a way that we can apply the essential oils to take advantage of them without having to have specialized training or other things? Because everyone has the same desire with essential oils. I want to help other people, and who they most want to help is their family. And began to realize people just felt unempowered and were not able to do that sufficiently. So I created the AromaTouch technique as a way people could not only share the essential oils, give people an essential oil experience, but more importantly, help the people that they love the most.
ありがとうございます。Thank you. アロマタッチテクニックを習う方は会員さんじゃない方も習えるようになってるじゃないですか。しかもエッセンシャルオイル付きで、それって素晴らしいことと思ってるんですけども、そこにドクターヒルの意図っていうのはね、おありですか？
Well, I didn't create the AromaTouch technique just to help the people who belong to the doTERRA. I mean, it's a great model of introduction for essential oils to people. But I have this framework in my mind that says, if someone wants to use essential oils, I would rather that they know how to use them properly and have the best experience that they can have. So whether they belong to doTERRA or not, here's a way they can take the doTERRA oils, they can begin to use them. And that always, almost always leads to them saying, if I can have this kind of a benefit, what else can I do? And they come to doTERRA. I didn't create it necessarily because I wanted it to recruit people into the company. I created it because I wanted to help people with the essential oils, and so there's no boundaries for it. But everybody naturally migrates to doTERRA as they begin using the AromaTouch, whether that's where they started or that's something that's new for them. Right? You're kind of like the queen of AromaTouch. You know this already. You've used the AromaTouch in countless ways to help people, whether they belong to doTERRA or close friends or members of your family, whoever it is. But you've also used it as a way to introduce people to the essential oils, which naturally leads them to doTERRA, which is where we want them to be. We want them to have the best experience, and that needs to happen in doTERRA. This is just a great tool for that to happen naturally.
私自身が、アロマタッチとの出会いで人生が変わった感じ。
Yeah, and that's kind of I think that's the point. That's what we were trying to accomplish. I just wanted a way that people could discover the value of essential oils, and in a way that was meaningful, that was consistent, that they could easily do and accomplish, and that was safe. And so it's overwhelming to me, to be honest with you. When I created the AromaTouch, I didn't have a lot of thought for how this was going to impact people on such a large scale. That's not what I was thinking, but I had this firm belief that it really would help people. And so even after all these years, even just your response to that, of how meaningful it is to you, that's the whole reason behind it. That's why it's important. That's why it matters. And the other thing that I like and enjoy is that AromaTouch, even though it's been now a lot of years since I developed the AromaTouch, I've never changed it. I've never had to adopt it into anything different, because it's built around the value of the essential oils, and it works, and it changes people's lives for them. And that's empowering to people, and that's very rewarding. That's, I think, everything I ever hoped and dreamed that it would be. So I'm appreciative to you for loving it so much, because I'm one person and it needs to be shared by everybody. So, thank you.
いや、私の方がサンキューですよ、もう。Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. 本当に。
Thank you.
うちはね、いとこが25でがんで亡くなってるんですよ。その時に家族が何もできなくて途方に暮れて、で私は、アロマセラピスト、そして鍼灸学校に行き始めて、そうね、人にこうしてあげようと思ったけど、それじゃなくてやっぱ家庭でできることがとても大事だっていうことを、多分治療家だったらできないことが1対1でしかできないじゃないですか。でもこのアロマタッチで本当に多くの人を助けることができる。だから私がドテラを続けてるのはアロマタッチがあるから。もし多分ね、アロマタッチがドテラになかったら、いや、そこまでこんなに熱心にやれてない。
Yeah, I think one of the things that I've recognized about the AromaTouch over time is that it represents the culture of doTERRA. And we always put it in that framework, the culture of doTERRA. But what it really taps into is the goodness of people, this desire that they have to help other people, to do more, to become more than what they are individually, to belong somewhere. And this is just one of the ways that we can do that within doTERRA. You reminded me as you were sharing this story about, a loss in your family. It reminded me of my own use of AromaTouch, the passing of my mother. And I was actually here in Japan. My wife called me and said, I had just landed in Japan, and my wife called me as soon as I landed and said, you have to come home, it's your mother. And I jumped on a plane and went right back home. And I got there just right before she passed away. She was in our home, and we came together as a family, and we sang her favorite song and did some things with her. And my mother was unconscious. She couldn't communicate. And my family left me to just be alone with my mother, and I was very angry. I really was. I thought, here I can help people all over the world, and I can do nothing to help my own mother. And then it dawned on me something really simple. My mom can't communicate with me. She is going to pass. But I got out her favorite essential oil, and I put oil on the bottom of her feet. And I did the equivalent of the hand technique just on the bottom of her feet. And I talked to her and told her I loved her and I cared for her. And then I sat beside her for not very much longer and held her hand, and she passed away. So I think in a strange sort of way, people want to feel empowered. Even in moments where we feel like there's not much we can do. It didn't save my mother, but it allowed me to have a connection with my mother, to feel like I was doing something for her that was valuable and was important. And so while you were sharing your story, that's what I was thinking of, that I've had similar experience, and I don't think that's unique to you and I. I think that's why we all like the empowerment that comes with helping other people, and doing that through essential oils is really quite remarkable. Doing that through the AromaTouch is consistent, and that's one of the things that makes it valuable.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
本当に感謝しかないです。ドテラと出会えたことで、ドクターヒルとのそのアロマタッチとの出会いで本当に変わったので、これからもたくさんの方に伝えていきます。
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. I want you to know how much I appreciate you too. I know you've done a great deal of work with the AromaTouch. I first became aware of you because of John Gatmeyer told me what you were doing, and she shares it with everybody, and that's been a powerful influence for me too, in the sense that I like that people make it their own, that it's something that they can incorporate, they can take ownership of, I can use it effectively. So I want to thank you for everything that you're doing too. Thank you.
Thank you.
We have a lot more to do. I think what I'm trying to say is I'm willing to help her however I can, so she just needs to let me know. Okay.
ありがとう。
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. ありがとう。
ありがとう。Thank you.